Good afternoon to all of you. We are very happy today to announce that the Goa Panchayati Raj Bill, the amendment bill, which gave powers to the Panchayat to do spatial planning, has been finally assented to by the governor. Now, GBA has been consistently raising this demand that the planning process has to start or has to happen as per 73rd and 74th Amendment of the Constitution, which means that the local bodies at the village panchayat level, municipal corporation level should be making the plans, and it should be a bottom-up approach. Now, when we started this process, we realized that in the Goa Panchayati Raj Act, this spatial planning power was not there. It was there, but there was a typographical error and they made spatial planning into special planning, SPECIAL. And this, what is this special planning, was not defined. As a result, for 30 years now, because of this typographical error, the planning powers were not devolved to the panchayat. So today it is a great day for us that this act has been finally passed. The act has been formed because the governor has assented, but we are yet to get the notification. This bill was introduced in the Goa Assembly in March 25. Okay, GBA had made several representations to the minister. In fact, then Mr. Sequeira was the law minister. He called a meeting of all the secretaries and he said we would work towards introducing the bill to correct this error. Subsequently, it got introduced in the assembly and it was passed. Now, once the bill is passed, it has to be sent to the governor for assent. But so many months passed, 7 months passed, the bill was not assented to. And GBA has been consistently going to the office and pursuing the status of this file. So, when we went to the Chief Minister's office, they told us that the file has now been sent to the governor in August. Okay. So, August it went to the governor's palace. So, we started pursuing with the governor. And the governor's office told us that the governor was out of station. So, we had to wait. Then we wrote a letter to the governor seeking an appointment. We didn't get any response. Then we wrote a letter asking for the status of the bill, whether it has been assented to or not. So then we saw the governor in Goa. He attended Ravi Naik's funeral. So we said, yes, the governor is in town. So again we started calling up the Raj Bhavan. And on 22nd, the Raj Bhavan office called us to say that the bill has been assented to. And the details you follow up with the state government. So the bill has been sent to the state government. Thereafter, GBA contacted the office, the law department office, the law secretary, and Mr. Sandeep Jakis, who's the law secretary, informed us that the bill has been assented to and it has been sent to the printing press for it to come in the official gazette. So we are waiting for the official gazette and we hope that this bill is not delayed any further, because once it is notified, then we can implement the powers that this spatial planning gives us. Okay? Once this act comes into force, the village panchayat, the municipal bodies, the corporation bodies, all these local bodies have the power to make plans. So now we have to move to the next step. And what is the next step? Is that the government should provide technical expertise to prepare draft plans at the panchayat municipal level, keeping environmental checks and balances in place. All the laws are there. Based on those laws, you have to start making the draft plans. Then training and capacity building of the elected representatives and staff of the concerned department, including spreading of awareness to citizens on how to take part in this process. Okay. Then the government should allocate necessary funds required for the process, and all relevant acts like the TCP Act, Municipalities Act, Investment Promotion Board Act, and all other related acts affecting land use and planning need to be brought in consonance with the spatial planning powers to the local bodies. So all these amendments have to be made to these acts so that everybody, all the acts are on the same page while making the plans. And whatever is happening in Goa today, that is the environmental destruction which is happening by the TCP department making selective amendments. So for all these illegal activities to happen, that should stop, and planning powers should be implemented. Planning powers should be given to the local bodies and plans made accordingly. Thank you.
Do you think these changes will bring any improvement in the whole process that you are saying? The powers will be given to the panchayats, but the panchayats are themselves targeted by the citizens that they are doing all these illegalities.
See, all democratic processes have issues like corruption, for example. Okay, even voting, electing a government also, now there are allegations of corruption. But we don't abandon the democratic process. What is important is to have checks and balances. So if we have our citizens who are aware, everybody is not corrupt. So a citizenry which is aware will monitor the functioning of the panchayat, of the local bodies. It is easier to monitor the local level than something happening at the legislative level.
So will the GBA doing any awareness regarding this?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
So that is our next step. In the past, we have done workshops to train villages how to make plans. Okay, we had done one in Nashnolla, one in Bali we had printed a booklet how to make the plans. So as the powers devolve, because when we are implementing we find some gaps. For example, government does not have studies. Okay, so if you want to plan an area, you should have all the data with you. The government doesn't have data. So data has to be collected. Then laws, as we just mentioned, all the acts should be in tune with the powers, that is spatial planning to the local bodies. That has to be done. And then we have to train people should know how to make these plans, how to take decisions, because there are so many acts in place, especially environmental laws, so people need to be aware of them and plans have to be made accordingly. And you need technical expertise which the government should provide.
That is one of the biggest difficulties regarding this technical thing.
Yes.
Because in the village panchayat, they don't have any technical person to explain to them about planning. So, how difficult it will be for them now?
It is not difficult at all. It is a question of the will of the government. For instance, we all know the government body, they are an elected body. It's like any politician. Do you think the law minister is an expert in law? No. But who he has is a group of people and advisors who are experts, right? So in the same way, every panchayat needs to have arms that help them this way. So why? Actually, that's the TCP's job. They need to be deputing people who can actually help the panchayats to plan. They should not grab the planning process. And this in fact can be done. We have a Goa College of Architecture. What is to stop them from having training sessions? Every final year student, compulsory, you put in time doing your social duty. Yeah? But you also learn things about architecture and planning, which is not only about building, but about the wider social requirements. So government can definitely do it. It's just that till now we are battling a government without a will. In fact, this bill has taken 7 months. I mean, there's been another assembly session in between. They're passing other bills like that.
All other bills were passed. Okay, but this bill was pending.
So whatever you say now, the panchayat will be given the power, but at present, panchayat due to they are not having the technical in their panchayat, so they are saying we are not a technical and they are just passing any plans of TCP, and they say TCP is the one who is technical. So
that
how
is,
it will work?
sorry, that is what you are saying. Now, when you want to have a film festival, how many of them are competent filmmakers? But still they have the film festival, still they get people, still they do all for so many, 15 days, next month, somebody said, and from November we will be having. So we didn't even have a film culture, but that, if it can happen, so why can't planning happen? So the government should set its mind, allocate enough resources. We need, we have so many villages, we need so many technical experts. And we have people at the panchayat level, why not do it?
Projects which are opposed by the people, but the panchayat doesn't have any teeth to stop that projects. So do you think this will help, this notification?
Yes. We have said that 73rd and 74th amendment of the constitution gives powers to the local bodies, and this is the power that we have to give to the people. Okay, so whether we need amendments, now the who's interpreting the law? The TCP department, the panchayat people are putting on the TCP is putting, then they'll say, oh, you go to the PDAs, then they have made so many planning bodies. We have the outline development plans, ODEs. They themselves are not clear of their planning process, and some of the things are just contradicting. Okay, so this planning process has to be streamlined, and we see this as a step towards that.
And you see, you'll find this, people are saying, panchayats, okay, they don't have expertise. My point is, today you have BDCs, you have the BMCs, right? Biodiversity committees, right? Do you think all of us who are in the biodiversity management committees that we are experts? No. But we have been assigned experts. So we can reach out for help, or they come and check that we are doing things correctly. So in the same way this can be done. Till now people have dismissed panchayats, saying that, oh, they don't have planning powers, so they don't know anything. So who in this vacuum, who is taking this? It's a TCP department. But once we put spatial planning back into their ambit, then for sure one has to now see that they are given funds and the structure to be able to
So don't you think that this technical team should be under director of panchayats instead of the TCP?
Yes.
Since it is the panchayats which are going to be planning.
Yes.
So it should be under the directorate of panchayat and not under the TCP.
Yes, there's so much to be done.
There's lots of changes that needs to be done. Kerala has done it. Kerala does planning as per the 73rd and 74th, and many other states have implemented it. So why is it that Goa only is not implementing?
I would like to add something. The TCP Act that we are following now is of 1974 Act. Yeah. So after the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment came about, all these acts had to be amended to make them in consonance with the amendment, constitutional amendment. That is still not being done. So that also confirms whether the government has the will to do or not. So this has to be, like, even you all as a fourth pillar of democracy, I think you all also have a responsibility to create awareness of this to the people.
No.
I would say that, yeah.
But if you see nowadays the plan, how the TCP is play or the panchayat is for the people makes very difficult to understand, because any project is passed from the TCP, and TCP is sent to the panchayat, and for example the road, if any project is come, there should be the existing road, but this TCP says if a existing road is so and so 10 meters, then only the permission is given. But even then the road is not 10 meter or even the 8 meter, not 5 meter. Panchayat just giving the permission even there is a 3 meters road.
So the TCP, what it means is that the TCP is sitting in the offices. They are not coming on the ground, checking the reality, exact what is on the ground, and then they are giving the licenses. Ultimately, the villagers point out, not even the panchayats. The villagers point out.
See, TCP is doing so many wrongs, and that is why the citizens have to constantly go to the court. Okay, if the TCP department was right, then citizens would not be out on the street. It is the government that is bringing out people on the streets. They have to leave their work and give time over here, time, money, energy, whatever. Look at the amendments that they are making. 16B, then 17.2, then 39A. Now they have changed the rules of height and FAR. So they go on changing, making amendments which suits them so that they can give permission on case-to-case basis. And
Keep the people out.
Yeah, keep the people out. People are not aware, and everybody, this is common knowledge, is when you do case-to-case basis, then the issue of suitcase to suitcase also comes about. Okay, and that is why this is happening.
This is happening because of the GBA Acts and Rules of 2010. It has been happening from that time. Otherwise, prior to that, the construction file used to always go to the panchayat first, and the panchayat used to forward it to the relevant departments. So, because of the GBA Act and Rules 2010, we have come to a situation where the file goes to the TCP first, then the observations of the panchayat, because the panchayat knows the local area.
So even the panchayat, panches are bound to their this thing superior. They tells them just to give the construction
They are
license
politically
without knowing
inclined.
fact. Take the example Sankwal Bhutanji, this thing. There was 39 finding, they were not complied with this thing, the permit construction. Even then, panchayat knows, and due to this thing, they have given the construction license for them. So
These are all irregularities committed by the town and country planning department, and we have been saying this, and over the years, if the Goa is in such a bad situation, is because of the TCP department.
They're all the same, from the same pool. So you can't keep saying that, oh, because panchayat is corrupt, we shouldn't give them powers. It is finally for us, because we can keep an eye on the panchayats once the structure is in place.
nothing has happened. If people are coming for Gram Sabha, they are putting FIRs on the people and punches, those who are opposing that.
It's not always like Chimbel. You have people coming out, against the mall and trying to protect the lane. So you have this people that swing
Counterbalance.
aside.
Up and downs are there in a movement. It will happen.
So now after this amendment, will the construction files again come back to the panchayats now? After the
Now,
amendment?
after this, once the act, this is notified, okay, then the spatial planning is with the local government. So, henceforth, all the local planning that happens, whatever planning happens, one has to insist. That is what GBA is going to keep a watch on.
People need to insist.
And we need we need to now concentrate on the process of planning, and that has to be bottom up.
Okay.
Now the old method should be discarded.
So it will be an
See,
uphill battle.
it starts from the ward development committees at the village level, at the panchayat level. And there is a notification for that, there is a complete structure that is put in
What
place.
development committees in most of the panchayats, they are not functional. Only the village development committee is there. But whatever the village development committee is planning is only like the simple.
No. And
Simple
there
development.
is a difference between the village development committee and the ward development
So what development committees
They
are not
this-
functional, that is what I am saying.
No, the thing is that they are not even, constituted. It's not functioning. The ward development committees are not constituted. There is a notification.
Notification is there, I am aware of
Notification
that.
is there. Because it is very inconvenient to just abandon the ward development committees. Because the moment you constitute the ward development committees, people will ask for the rights, no, as notified. And the village development committees, they are not even under the Panchayat Raj Act. I mean, this I think we all should make this distinction between the village development committee and the ward development committee. Look at those gazettes. Okay, the ward development committees are under the Panchayat Raj Act under Article 238 and 239, which is concerned with planning. And the village development committee is under the Finance Commission.
Yes.
So it is not under the Panchayat Raj Act.
And because there's already a pipeline of money, it's more lucrative or it's a better deal, right, to activate VDCs. Yeah, I mean, but so it's a question of us. We need to now take it in hand and start pushing. I mean, as with anything,